weekend, Bournemouth are up for the Cup. The Cherries are just 90 minutes away from Wembley, but we are under no illusions that this task against Manchester City is going to be the toughest of tests. Despite the blip in league form, we sense the players are up for it, the town is up for it, and hopefully you're up for it, because we need to bring the noise to Dean Court and get the players over the line for what is going to be a huge encounter for our football club. We've beaten the Citizens already this season, so can we do it in front of the cameras again on Sunday? Welcome to the big match preview. This is Back of the Net. My name's Sam Davis.
My name's Tom Jordan.
We are an AFC Bournemouth fan channel, so make sure you like and subscribe because we truly appreciate it. Tom, are you up for this?
Bang up for it, mate. Yeah, bang up for it. I think a little break before this big one has just made me just want it a little bit more and well excited for the game. And yeah, it's weird going into it with a bit of optimism, feeling like we can certainly give them a game. I don't think, even though they're favourites, I don't think anyone's saying they're as big favourites as they've ever been against us, really. It's probably the least likely they are to go over the line. But they're still Man City, they've still got some top players. We've obviously got some big ones out. So it's still going to be a really tough task for us. But I don't know, just got a feeling, mate. Got a feeling.
He's got a feeling. Well, look, Man City have always been pretty much a bogey side for us. Look at this record. It's not particularly good. As before this season, we had never beaten them, just getting the 2 draws, one in the late 80s and one in the 90s. But back in November last year, that changed. And how? This is what happened.
There's one back, and that was a great header. Travis nearly kept it out. Haaland just hit the post. Travis saves. Haaland hit the post. Oh my God! Oh, it was wide, just wide. Foden shot just wide.
What a game that was. Bournemouth 2, Manchester City 1. Let's just repeat it. Bournemouth 2, Manchester City 1. It happened, Tom, and that was a hell of a day, wasn't it?
It was, and it wasn't just, obviously the result, beating Manchester City was the first time in the Premier League was obviously big enough, but its performance as well, we thoroughly deserved it.
It looks like a close scoreline, but really the game was completely different to that. It was almost a consolation from them when they scored.
It was. It did feel, don't get me wrong, if I take myself back to it, they scagged a goal in 82 minutes. Here we go. This game should be done, but saw it out as well. Showed both sides of our game really well that day, and thoroughly deserved the win, mate. So it was a massive one, real boost, and I remember it being bouncing in there, and hopefully we can do the same again. And we said it about Everton. So can we do a treble? What Man City?
You never know. That would be incredible. There's still time to do that. But look, this is our third FA Cup quarter-final. I would be interested to know if anyone went to the other, because no one went to the second, because that was against Southampton in 2020 under lockdown conditions. We were doing a watch along with Ollie May in his studio. We lost 3-0. It wasn't a great day. But the first one was in 1956-57 season. I wasn't there. Were you? If you were, put it in the comments. I would love to hear from you. That was a loss against Manchester United.
Do you reckon they know how to work YouTube comments if they're at that game? I'm only joking.
Only joking. But this time it is Manchester United's rivals, City. And it's fair to say, Tom, that this season they're certainly not the team that they once were. What's gone wrong for them? It's gone all over the place. You could blame injuries.
Yeah.
You could blame off the pitch issues, but it seems to be a culmination of so many factors up there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, mate, a culmination of things. But I also think the way football's going, and we're a big part of that, a lot of teams now are looking at kind of like high press, fast intensity. And I think as soon as a few results happen on the bounce for Man City, teams start going, actually, do we really just sit there and just wait for them to probably score? Let's actually, there's that no fear in it. And then suddenly City, and like you say, they used to get out of trouble a lot because Rodri, John Bat, I think we've realised how good he is. John Bat picking the ball up and getting them ticking again. But I think a lot of teams have used that kind of aggressive, offensive nature to hurt them. And they've also, if you look at the midfield without Rodri, you're looking at a lot of older legs, especially Gundogan in there, Bernardo Silva in there. They kind of lost their legs a little bit. So we saw it in the home game. You get people like your Ryan Christie's, Lewis Cooks, Tyler Adams, whatever, in there. Then you can hurt them a little bit. So yeah, they're having a bit of one of them seasons, but they'll still be saying we could get top 4 and win the FA Cup. I mean, if that's a horrific season, that shows how good they've been, mate. So, because you'd still say they're favourites for the FA Cup, unfortunately. Yeah. And you'd still tip them to get top 4, wouldn't you, really? Yeah. So, that says it. They have a little mini resurgence of late, haven't they, I would say?
Yeah, absolutely. So, they've got this backdrop of 115 charges, which I don't know whether that plays into their mind, but apparently this season, at some point, we will hear a decision. I swear we've heard that for the last 10 years or so. But at some point, it will be revealed what happens to them. But also, Pep also split with his wife of like 30 years or so. Do you reckon that's got some kind of input? I reckon it could have.
Do you? What, the players are going out there going, actually, I'm not going to make that pass because Pep split with his wife?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I sense his enjoyment of kind of life. It just seems not to be there this season. When you've seen his interviews, he looks so downtrodden. And by the way, isn't it so typical that on the one season they do have a blip? The team that's been there and thereabouts for the last few seasons, Arsenal, they've dipped as well. Liverpool just swooped in with their new manager. Yeah. It almost feels like a caveat season where you need to put an asterisk by their title again, like last time.
Don't say that. No, it'd be Liverpool have won the league, haven't they? You'd have Scouser Trent lifting the trophy for him at the end, which is good. But yeah, it is a weird one. I think, again, it comes, and this isn't, anything, you've got to have a bit of luck, but I think sometimes Arsenal have shown that when City have dropped, they still haven't got a squad because Saka's got injured and they can't cope. So yeah, it's allowed teams like ourselves, like Forest, like Fulham, to all get in the mix and make it difficult. So it's been more exciting for that.
Yeah, so as we look at the league table, we know this is a cup game, but look, we've got to talk about the bulk of the games that the teams have played this season. You can see that Manchester City are sitting pretty in 5th place. Look at their league form at least, and it's a little bit topsy-turvy to say the least, but Bournemouth down in 10th. Not so good. Now, you would look at that and maybe feel a bit underwhelmed given that we were, 5th or 6th, only a couple of weeks away, but when you see how condensed it is above us, you sort of realise that only a couple of wins will propel us back up there. But of course, the FA Cup is a chance to reach Europe as well, Tom. European conversations have almost taken a little bit of a back seat over the last couple of weeks after what's not been some great form for AFC Bournemouth. But maybe this game has been in the back of their mind somewhat.
Yeah, maybe, and we'll, that could be the case. Even if it's subconsciously a little bit. You are thinking, certain players, and I'm not saying that he was doing this consciously, but certain players like your Christie, carrying a knot, can't get a yellow card. Is that going to take a little bit out of you? Potentially, who knows? They are human, but yeah, I think, to be honest, mate, we went on a run that I never saw coming. If you'd said we're going to have a blip, I go, okay, probably every team has a blip, but that blip is going to leave you 4 points off, because Champions League's going to be 5th. Yeah. So 4 points off the Champions League. So if we were to win, say, our next 2 Premier League fixtures, which is Ipswich and West Ham, so doable, if you could be in the Champions League. So, I mean, it's absolutely bonkers for people to say we're not getting Europe now. We win 2 football matches and we could be right back in there. So we'll see. But yes, we have had a little bit of a blip. I think the only game I was really disappointed in was the last one at home to Brentford. I think apart from that, Tottenham was the way we dropped the 2-goal lead, but we played well. Wolves, we had 10 men, obviously, and we managed to get through them in the cup. But yeah, 10 men in the league in the first half, so it's always going to be difficult. And the Brighton game, I thought we deserved something, and they scored pretty late. But yeah, I don't think it's been horrific. Results-wise, doesn't look great in the little form thing, but I think if you take each game in individually, you'd probably go, the only one that we probably weren't quite our levels was Brentford. But Brentford deserve credit as well, obviously.
So what about Manchester City then? Because their league form has slightly picked up. We're just taking a look at their last 5 games, and it wasn't a good performance really against Liverpool, who won 2-0, and it could have been more, but it's been okay, actually, barring that game at the City ground. Forgot about that one.
Yeah, but apart from Bournemouth, Forest beat everyone. Do you know what I mean? I think there was something about, since they've been back, or for years, the only team they haven't beat is us. So yeah, we don't have any problem at the City ground ever, but most teams do, so that's a difficult place to go, and you stand at 1-0. I think I watched that game actually. I think Forest just played it really well, and it was a good counter-attacking goal. Plymouth, they obviously got the job done. And the Brighton game, I felt they might edge it, but Brighton are bloody good, so I think Brighton get underestimated a lot, and I don't think it's the worst result in the world at point. But yeah, for City standards, that doesn't look great. For the season they've had, and when we played them last time, and that run they went on after we beat them, we were the first Premier League team to start that run, by the way. They've picked up a little bit. They look a little bit better in performances. It's almost like now people have gone, they're crap now, so they can go, let's just play.
Yeah.
But so if you say the pressure was on before, and that's why they're on the bad run, pressure's on, mate. This is their biggest game of the season.
Yeah,
it's their biggest game of the season by a mile. There's probably more a big game for City than it is us, really.
Yeah, I mean, this is their trophy game, isn't it?
Yes.
Whereas obviously they'll still have games in the bank to reach Champions League, which I'm sure they will get to. But look, how did City get here then into the quarterfinals? Third round, smashed Salford, didn't they? That was 8-0. And then they got rewarded with a tie against Leyton Orient, and they scored that wonder goal, didn't they?
Yeah, Leyton Orient. Do you know who
that went down as an own goal?
Yeah, that was so harsh because they hit the bar, didn't it? Or whatever it was. But do you know who played at the back for Leyton Orient that day?
Oh,
next Ches.
Bailey Cargill?
Nah, the other one.
Jack Simpson?
Yeah, Jack Simpson was playing that day. We were in, we were at Goodison, weren't we?
Yes, we were.
So it was the early kick-off, so I remember that. And then, like you were going to say, they beat Plymouth. But it does annoy me that. They're in the quarterfinals. Man City already got all the money and all the players. They've played Salford, Leyton Orient and Plymouth.
Yeah.
We've had to go to Goodison, we've had to the Baggies.
Yeah, Wolves on bogey side. Come on, give us a break. Maybe we'll get the break by playing Preston.
Yeah, because teams like Villa have had it really difficult. They've had to, I think they beat Cardiff in the last round, now they got Preston.
Yeah, well difficult. Let's take a look at the FA Cup odds then. Of course, Manchester City, they are favourites 2-1. Bournemouth, 5th favourites at 8-1. Preston, unsurprisingly, at the bottom of that. But look, can we do it? It's going to be difficult.
Forest at 9-1, by the way.
Yeah.
Season they're having. But yeah, I think it all depends. It's because we've got City. I think if we beat City, probably only Villa would be ahead of us. But obviously it depends on the next draw as well, and we're bound to get them anyway.
Now, we would have been more confident about this, or maybe more optimistic. Look, we're optimistic, we're trying to get up for this, but there are 2 key players that are out for us. And these are players that we'll be talking about a bit later on when we talk about the international break, because one of them, Dean Howson-Lees, what a star he is, by the way. He's not available. And also Kerkez. So we don't know what's going to happen in defence, but it seems like Zabani is going to have his work cut out.
Yeah.
James Hill, maybe.
Probably have to come in.
It could be Senesi, we don't know. We'll go over your teams later. But how big a loss will Dean and Milos be for us, Huge?
Yeah, massive. And don't get me wrong, if there's any City fans watching, we'll come on to the fact they've got a few out. Yeah. But it's the level of player they could bring in. There's no disrespect to our players that will potentially come in, but Kerkez and Huijsen, especially this of late, really, with Senesi's long injury, have been ever present, haven't they? So we haven't really got a senior left back available, and Senesi hasn't played in months, so we're not sure if he'll be ready. So you're looking at the players that will come in for them, 2 of our star players, are not really going to be, big first team players. So it's more of that drop off, really. But we're probably, if I'm being honest, going to have to get used to having a Bournemouth team without Huijsen and Kerkez very soon anyway. But we'll hopefully have, obviously, replacements and stuff ready by then. But yeah, it's frustrating, especially to have 2 in the back line, your left centre back and your left back. It's not ideal, mate, but we've kept hold of Christie after he was walking that tightrope, and there's no attacking players too much significance out. So yeah, it could be worse. We certainly had it worse this season in terms of injuries, mate. And the main thing is, at least I know we're talking about this game, but neither of them are injured, so they will come straight back. So yeah, it's not ideal, but they've got a few out as well.
We're at the QP, the home of AFC Bournemouth fans on an FA Cup match day. Of course, remember this game is on a Sunday. And remember, by the way, to put your clocks forward the night before, because you don't want to be late, early. I don't know how it works. Would it be... but either way, make sure you set your clocks. Your phone will do it automatically.
Do we gain an hour or lose it? Or what is it?
We lose an hour.
Oh,
so whatever that means. However, 1:30 here. Make sure you are here because they'll be showing Preston versus Villa.
Cool.
That is the cup tie that precedes ours. That's on the BBC. Ours is live on ITV1. Make sure you get here. All the usual foods, matchday food, chicken burgers, beef burgers, the whole lot.
Absolutely, get in there. Who's the... There'll be a few ex-Bournemouth players in that game, by the way. Who's the 2 Preston players that I'm thinking of?
Preston players?
Yeah. Ex-Bournemouth. Come on, Sam.
Robbie Brady.
Yeah, Robbie Brady and Freddie Woodman in goal.
Oh, is he still in goal for?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
Fair play.
But yeah, Robbie Brady ball. I can't wait for Robbie Brady to knock the Villa out of the cup.
Yeah.
Oh.
So make sure you get here and look forward to the game with all of the AFC Bournemouth fans. And of course, if you want to hire the courtroom, just get in touch with Joe. Details down in the description below. So we took a look at our head-to-head record earlier on in the show, and it's not particularly great. However, of course, we have beaten them. Our record in total is drawn to 1-1, lost 19. Not so good.
Yeah, it's not ideal, mate. But you think you don't go too far back. You know what I mean? Let's just think about the here and now. Last time we played them, it's all that matters.
Injury news then, let's go over it. So this afternoon, the pressers happened for both Man City and AFC Bournemouth. And hey Tom, as Jack Tanner tweeted, it's in the brand new training ground at Canford Magna. It looks a beautiful thing.
Yep.
We've been seeing some pictures of it. Doesn't that look
a thing gorgeous.
Of beauty? And even the players have been there already. You can tell by the plethora of well-expensive cars there, by the way. But that place looks amazing. And I just wonder whether having a few days training at the new place is going to interrupt their routines. And that's the
you always think that way, don't you? I was going to say you're going to say a little boost, new little pickup.
I'm so glass half empty. That's just the way I am.
But yeah, it'd be interesting. I don't know how superstitious Andoni is, but if we were to, obviously we're not going to, but if we were to lose, would he go, we can't go back? Do you know what I mean? We can't, because that'll be, and then we lose to Ipswich. Everyone goes, oh my God, it's absolutely, you know what I mean? Just rip it down. But no, I think it's nice to see it, mate. They've cracked on with it, and yeah, it looks gorgeous. So yeah, looking forward to seeing some more pickies at that place.
Yeah, absolutely. Cannot wait. And so, yeah, we know about Kerkez and Milos, and according to Premier Injuries, of course, those aren't the only 2 out. We know about Enesu now, Araujo as well. Senesi, he could be on his way back, maybe named on the bench, maybe named in Tom's side. We'll have to wait. Adam Smith, of course,
ongoing.
Still waiting on him to come back. Sinistera, though, was the one of the last match. And I don't want to say it, mate, but it feels like we've spent a lot of money on a player that Leeds fans did suggest was prone to injury.
Stanistera, I call him that.
Oh, mate, I feel for him.
I feel for him. It's like no one wants to be injured. I do really feel for him. And they've said a few times. I saw a report not long ago when people were saying, why is he not back yet? He's been training for a while, and Andoni kind of said it's not just physical, it's mental as well. He's had this injury a lot. He's probably going to be thinking about it. So gutted for him. Yeah. We say the same about Stanislas, didn't we? But because he's a bloody good player. I even thought for the little moment he come on, I thought he was the one that put the ball in for Brooks at our best chance. I mean, he's got something. But you're getting to a point now with, it's over 20 million quid on the guy. It's just
a tipping point, isn't it?
Yeah, it just feels like it gets to a point where you go, we kind of can't rely on him to be like, well, we've got Sinistera as an option on the wing next season. You know what I mean? You're going to think, do we need to replace him? I hope he's not too bad, but it sounds like a reoccurrence. So it does sound like he's going to be out for a fair period. Might not see him again, mate. But yeah, hopefully he recovers a little bit better.
As for Manchester City, Bernardo Silva, Nathan Ake, Rodri, Oscar Bob, John Stones, also Akanji, could all miss this game through injury. Edison, they hope, will be available again. That is the team news you're seeing on screen. If you listen to the pod, check out YouTube, because you can see all the lovely graphics we put on screen to accompany the show.
What does it actually, I can't read it from there, what does it actually say about Bernardo Silva? Because there was a few people I was looking online saying that he could be okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I didn't speak to the doctors. Bernardo is so strong was the last quote from one of the pressers. So that could mean anything. Thanks for that insight, Pep.
So he could be available. And I think there was was a few murmurings that Guardiola, which I'm not taking it as gospel, as you'll see on my team news, but there was talk that he come off for Croatia. And he wouldn't normally come off. There hasn't been any confirmation yet. They're kind of, I don't think they would playing a bit of mind games even if he is injured. But hopefully he's not 100% as well because they've got a few out at the back. But
he scored against us last time, didn't he?
He did
with
he
that
did.
header. So yeah,
and without Stones, Ake, and Akanji as it is, more defenders they come out with, that'd be ideal.
Tom, do you want to know who the referee is?
Not even going to answer anymore.
Stuart Atwell.
No,
He's going to be in charge of our 4th match this season. The others were in the league away at Everton.
Okay.
And Newcastle, home against Brighton.
Okay. Yeah, but didn't he send someone off in that game for them? So that's not too bad. I always do this sometimes when it's a ref because I don't care about any of them. So I type, on WhatsApp where you type in a name.
Yeah.
So I've typed it that well, and all I've got is me saying to Mark and Richard, actually, no surprise that I've heard VAR's messed up when I hear Atwell's doing it. Oh, look, who's on VAR? Atwell. So I'm obviously not a fan. I only put At in, and then Lucy at one point talked about Olivia Atwood. So that's good.
Absolutely love it.
She dropped out the jungle, didn't she? That was what that was about, mate.
2 weeks then of no domestic football. We got to watch a couple of England games, which were okay.
Yeah, we got to watch, obviously, the ladies lift the title. So
that was good, wasn't it? That was a really good day.
Good to see them win it, mate.
Really good day. Enjoyed that. And look, we also had some internationals for AFC Bournemouth playing out there, including Tom. There were a few goal scorers.
There were. Semenyo scored for Ghana. I think he was playing up top as well. Brooksy, I saw the other night. I was watching the game.
Yeah. Was that against North Macedonia?
Yeah, the worst game of football I've ever seen in my life. And it was awful. And I was looking at it going, how does Brooks not play in this team?
Yeah.
And also, how does Kiefer Moore not play? Because, they're so bad. Just get the ball up to him.
Yeah, so then what happened?
So then they're 1-0 down and they bring on Brooks and Moore. Brooks nods it down. Moore knocks it down to Brooks and they get a late leveller. So, yeah, pleased for Brooksy. Because if I'm honest, I was quite laughing at them losing. But then when it was Brooks, I thought, no, I'm happy with that. And Zamani got a massive goal against Belgium, didn't he? So, and he's not one known for his goals. And there was that nice little clip, did you see, of the Ukrainians singing our song, which was great. But even assists, mate. Dango got a couple of assists, which was really good for Burkina Faso. Kluivert got an assist against Spain. It was against Huijsen, who also then went and got an assist for Spain. And obviously that was his senior debut for him, getting booed, I think, from the Netherlands crowd because he has played for them as well as a youngster. See his tackle on Kluivert, by the way.
I know.
Weird, isn't it?
Me too. It feels like with Huijsen, who was it on In-Betweeners where Simon kept on talking about? Was it Tara?
Yeah.
Fabrizio Romano and Dean Huijsen. Get a room, man.
Everyone, mate. Everyone's talking about there was,
every day.
It is every day. And then have you seen that he went on some podcast thing? And they're talking about his eyes and if he spoke to cannabis and he's going, well, obviously not. It's so stupid. But he's getting around a bit and it's just a shame we've got that release clause because if we didn't have that, we could just keep pumping this money up. But also the main news was a senior debut for Daniel Jefferson. And they did beat the Americans, I believe. But he didn't score. But the Jebinator got his senior debut, which is always good.
And what else?
Well, I was going to say Archie Harris, who has been on the bench this season for us, actually.
Yeah, I've watched him in the development squad as well at Wimbledon.
Yeah, he got his debut for the Wales under-21s, which was a really nice touch. And that obviously coincided with his sister.
Which I didn't realise. I didn't realise that was his sister.
Plays for the AFCB women. So she won the title as her brother got under-21 cap. So lovely little international break for them too.
Right, just because it's FA Cup, it doesn't mean we're not doing a play for both. Here we go then. Tom, I'm testing you right here. So, here we go. I've made a light blue / red strip, which would look awful, by the way, but I've done it to have both teams' colours
I like
in
that you've, I always like looking at because you try and put people in certain positions.
Yeah, I know.
I like this. This is like a new 4-3-2-1 that you've done.
I've tried to do it in a way that kind of accommodates as many as I can. But
I think you've done all right, actually. David James in goal.
Correct.
I'm guessing, even though he was known as a striker and you've put Lee Bradbury right back.
Yeah, I mean, if not, he played left back for us, but I'm putting him on the right. So
that's
he's basically a utility player.
Yeah, he was when we got him.
That's okay, right?
Nathan Ake's obviously gone left back.
Yeah.
I think that's Matt Mills.
Correct.
Yeah. SD. Sylvain Distan.
Yes, it is.
I know that you put Ian Bishop in midfield.
I have. He probably plays a bit more advanced.
Yeah, but
put him there.
He was
creative powerhouse.
My dad always tells me he's the best player he's seen at Bournemouth, so he can do that midfield role on his own. I'm guessing that's Morgan Rogers on the left.
It is Morgan Rogers.
Oh, TS. I'm struggling with TS there, actually. TS, can I have a clue?
No, you can come back to it.
All right. Right, let's get on the other ones. We've got EU. Oh, Anderson now.
Anderson now.
DN, Donald McDermott.
Correct.
PM.
This one's going back a bit.
Yeah.
Sort of Paul Molden.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Who's TS?
And on the right, Tony Scully. I thought these were neighbours. No?
No, but he might maybe. But yeah, I haven't really heard of them two. But yeah, I think that's a decent side, mate. It's a decent side, that.
Right, let's do the predicted teams then. Let's go. Starting with AFC Bournemouth then. Tom, okay, this is where it's at, and this is where you've got a call to make. Well, a number of calls, really, but there's maybe two important ones.
Yeah, obviously Kepa will be in goal. I'm going to stick with Lewis Cook at right back. Obviously, we're struggling at right back, and one of the ones that can play there, I'm going to have to put in the middle with Zabani. So it's going to be Zabani and James Hill. I can't see Selassie being ready. So I'm going to put James Hill, set it back with Zabani. Left back's difficult because there's definitely a case for him to just put Dango Vitara there.
But then what about like Ramadan? Because when does that end?
Yes, I'm not 100%. We were talking about it, weren't we? I'm not 100% sure. But it looks like it's more evening Sunday from what I've seen. So it'll be a long time. And he hasn't really started since Ramadan.
And it's not an ideal kick-off time, is it? Given the clocks go back and all that kind of stuff.
And he's also such a versatile player that I think, and he's probably not going to be able to do 90. So he might think, actually, if I keep him off, I can bring him on wherever I need to.
Yeah.
So it might be a chance for Soler. Because I know he's young, obviously he hasn't played much. He literally just played the West Brom game for us, so we didn't see much of him. But he is a natural left back. Yeah. So I think he might go for that for the balance.
This is some initiation for him, isn't it? Wow.
Oh, massive. But yeah, I feel like he could chuck him in. He's played, I know at a younger level, but he's played like tournaments and stuff for Argentina, so backing him.
I just want him to show that physicality.
Yeah, of course. And I don't know about, his pace, but I'll come onto their team. I think they'll have a fair bit there. I'll go with Adams and Christie, of course, in midfield. Yes, that's Brian Christie in centre midfield, not right wing that Scotland played him. And then we're going to have... And by the way, they won the first leg and they lost 3-0 to the Greeks at home. Bloody brilliant. Sorry, Scottish fans. I'm going to go Tavernier on the right. Definitely a case for Brooks and Tav to come on, but I think he's going to go Tav. Cliver in the 10, Semenyo on the left, and Evan Nilsson up front.
Okay then, as for Manchester City then, similar formation, what's it going to be?
Yeah, 4-2-3-1. As I say, there's still a bit of talking on both Gvardiol and Bernardo Silva, so I'm only going to play one. I'm going to go Ortega in goal just because Ederson has been out. They reckon he could be back, but Ortega normally always plays in the Cup. I think Pep's done it previously with other goalkeepers that he'll play him all the way to the final, and Ortega's not a bad backup, so I think he'll stay in goal. I'm going to go Rico Lewis at right back because I think Gvardiol will be okay and play left back. Kuzhanov, I think his name is, who's obviously a young but quick centre-back with Ruben Diaz. I'm going to go De Bruyne and I'm going to go Nico in the middle. I'm going to put Foden in kind of that 10 role. This is obviously assuming that Bernardo might not make it. I'm going to go for pace on the wings with Savinho and Doku. Could play either side, obviously. I think it'll probably be Savinho right, Doku left, and the main man Haaland up front. They've obviously got Marmoush as well, who could play. But yeah, I think they might do that. And if they look at it, and that we'll probably have either not a left-back or a real young left-back, put Savinho or Doku running at him with pace could cause us problems. So that's what I'm going to go with.
Okay, what are your predictions? This one is a big one. So have a good think about this. Make sure you put it in the comments below. Tom?
You're going first.
Oh, okay.
Because I always do when you go, I was going to do that. So I'm letting you go first. Yeah, Mum. Because I know what I want to do. So I'm just going to do it.
I think it's going to go to extra time. So ITV are going to be delaying their programmes. What programme is it on a Sunday night? Heartbeat or something? Or was that
Used to be Down and Abbey, great times.
Great times. I think it's going to go extra time. I don't want it to go to pens. I think 1-0 to the Cherries after extra time.
Quite like that.
And you know what? It would be such a momentous result if we got the win. It would be worthy of a pitchy, but don't do it. But it would be so worthy of a pitchy. But don't. So 1-0 after extra time. That's
what was interesting because the main thing, obviously I'm going to do a score prediction, but I've just got this feeling we're going to win in extra time. So that was weird that you said that. I don't know why in my head I'm kind of like, it's going to be a real tense game end to end. And then next time I just feel like the way we play, we'll have too much legs and we'll get the goal. So I'm going to agree with that, but I'm going to go, I think there might be some goals. So I'm going to go for 2-2. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw and then us to nick it in extra time. And why not? I'm going to say the Germinator. Jefferson after extra time. We're going to Wembley. Sam's in Pop World Sunday night.
I will be.
Right, he said that he'll go out.
I will go. So the vlog can wait. The vlog will have to wait. If
we get the Wembley.
So I'm putting it out there now. It's on camera. The vlog will wait.
we'll all be in Pop World on Sunday night if we win.
If we win. And I did also say as well, Sam does all this running crap. Everyone seems to. No one cares, by the way. You know, when you talk about the running, no one cares. It's like, do you remember when there was that thing when when someone's a vegan because they will tell you she's a vegan? You know when someone runs, believe me. But I will do this. I wanted to do something as well. So if we get to Wembley, I will do one of your little runs with you.
Little runs.
Like 5Ks, aren't they?
Yeah.
Grow
Easy. Child's play.
Grow out them
all right,
10.
then. So look, deal. Let's shake hands on it. That's what we're all doing. Cannot wait. Looking forward to seeing you at Deanport. We're up for the cup. Come on, Cherries. Let's get a result.
Come on.
You Reds.
You Reds. Are you more annoyed about Pop World or me running? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. It's only the park runs. They're like 5K
Yeah.
or 2K.
The vlog, mate.
I don't know about the vlog. Oh, wait.
When am I going to do the vlog?